Hey, what's going on YouTube? So this is a haul of stuff that I picked up at a garage sale last weekend. It's a lot of stuff. It actually filled up my SUV. You wouldn't think about it from the looks of it that this is $7,500 worth of resale stuff for me, but it actually is. So little odds and ends. I bought some vintage dolls. Not really too much value there. I always pick up ears if they're cheap. These are some vintage Disney hats, still new with tag. Have to clean them up a little bit. Hunchback Hercules. This is a Harley Davidson hat, brand new with tag. Goofy Company hat, all like I said, new old stock. Not bad. Not too expensive to resell. This is like a monorail kit, character kit. It's like $30. This guy had a huge amount of Disney watches, a watch collection. A lot of these watches, the ones that are you see here are in the box. He only wanted $5 a piece. Very surprisingly, some of these watch sets have retail values of like $75, $125. You know, big amounts. That's really more or less the value of what this whole collection is. It's in the watches of what I can resell. A lot of these little things that you find. This is like Goofy as Darth Vader. It's a badge holder, retractable thing. Something like this is actually has pretty good value, $35. I like to pick up these little things like, you know, Disney collectibles that they sell pretty good in the store. Again, these watches, man, these were $5 a piece. A lot of them, you know, some of them, the loose watches that I bought maybe have a $10 value, but I think one watch I have is actually worth $300. This one here is, I think, like a Skagen Denmark watch. I had to go look on WorthPoint to see the value of this watch. It's actually worth $250, surprisingly. Definitely had a cool collection of stuff. This is a Mary Poppins watch. It originally would come in like a carpet bag. I actually have the carpet bag. I bought it from somebody on Whatnot, so I'm going to end up pairing this with the carpet bag and get more value out of it. Just purely, I wouldn't say purely, but mostly a Disney collection. This is actually the most expensive watch here. It's a Vacation Club watch. This is like a $300 watch. I tried to find stuff that I thought would have good value, was cool, or you know, had nostalgic ties to it. But yeah, that's pretty much all of the box sets. This here is like a pendulum clock for, I think, Disney Resort. The comp on this one I found was like $65 sold. This here is crazy. Little dusty and stuff. I haven't looked to see if it's actually complete, but it looks like it is. It has a lot of pieces inside. You wouldn't believe this, but I ended up paying $5 for this Voltron Castle of Lions set. Crazy. These little plush sets, I think they were just thrown in. They might have been $1 a piece. I think this one here is maybe like a $25 to $30 set. This one here is maybe, I didn't look up the comp on this one. It might be a $20 set. The guy had a Wii system. He wanted $100 for it. I don't typically like to pay to buy Wiis, but the whole value of why I bought it was because of all of these brand new Disney Infinity sets. Some of these sets are like $20 to $30. And then, you know, he actually had some of the single figures. So my thoughts were going to be to bundle the single figure with like the 2-figure packs and get more for it. Like I said, $100 I wouldn't normally buy Wii stuff for. One game in here I've already gotten rid of or sold. It was Mario Kart Wii with the wheel. That's actually a pretty good game to look out for if you're out in the wild and it's cheap. There is some sealed games in here, surprisingly. Not a huge value in them, maybe $5, $10 a piece, but I'll definitely be able to make more than the $100 that I paid for this lot. This Dumbo, you know, plate and bowl set was $3. And I want to say I saw a comp for $50 sold. I was very surprised about that. I don't shy away from plush. I don't really like to buy them if they're super expensive or, well, you know, like if you have to pay more than a certain amount of money. But these are like vintage plush. haven't really put a value on the set. This might be like a $40 or more set. This Thomas O'Malley Aristocats one is actually a really hard one to find. I looked at it, it looked vintage. A lot of the tags on these, have an older tag, so that's kind of what made me jump on them. Surprisingly, this Oliver and Company Georgette Best in Show, I saw a comp sold for $100. This Pegasus is actually a heavier set one. I do have to clean it up a little bit. The cheapest one on eBay is actually $75, surprisingly. Another thing I picked up, this was maybe like 50 cents or $1. It's a rock and roller coaster purse. It's still actually new with tags still. I think maybe that's like a $10 or $15 item. But yeah, the Disney Infinity stuff I was, happy to get, even though I don't really typically like to sell that stuff. Again, more watches. They wanted $2 a piece for the loose watches, and I think this is really where the value is, because there's some really good watches in here. This is like Mickey's Nightmare watch. It's a $50 watch. This Cookie Monster watch, I'm going to try to ask 100 or more for it. It's actually harder to find one. This Simba watch, it's a holographic watch. I want to say maybe $40 or $50 in the past. There's none available, so I might ask a little bit more. This is a Cowboy Mickey Pedre watch. This is actually, I was very surprised. Sorry, the phone's not focusing. This is a Pulsar Mickey watch. It's actually a really hard to find watch. I saw comps selling for that or more. So very happy to pick that up. Magic Kingdom 40th cast member, still brand new. I'm going to be asking that or more. Again, a lot of rare, hard to find watches. I picked this one up because it was Speedy Gonzalez, and it actually has his buddy Slowpoke. It's a pretty rare watch, and surprisingly, I think $100 might be what the last one sold for. I might be asking more, but if you find stuff that's nostalgic, especially Pepe Le Pew, Speedy Gonzalez, they're like in the cancel culture, unfortunately. So I don't think there's going to be too much stuff going forward. Animaniacs, this thing was in box, I've seen people ask $150 or more. I think realistically, this is maybe like a $50 item for me to resell. I might be asking like $75, but there's, like I said, there's a huge amount of watches here. I think in total I bought about 89 to 90 watches, and I want to say maybe about 45 of these are loose, so I might be like $100 into a lot of these loose watches. This is from the original Jurassic Park movie. I bought it because stuff from that movie has a really, really good following. I think this might be like a $25 watch loose. Rocketeer. Like I said, I almost wanted to just do a video of just the watches so you could see. This Hercules watch, I want to say, is going to be like a $60 watch or more. Originally, this came with a sculpture. I don't actually have the sculpture. And again, the person that bought these didn't wear them. A lot of them have the protective on the back and the front. So I have pretty good feeling that it's going to, like I said, be easy for me to sell these because there's not really too many condition issues with these watches. Very, very cool stuff. Like I said, I'm very happy to have bought these watches for so little, and I feel like I'm going to be able to do really well. Next stuff here, these are just like throw-in stuff. I just kind of bought it because it was like most of the stuff was just pennies on the dollar. This South Park playing cards, there actually has a really good value on that. I was very surprised. Ended up buying like a trailer version of this Titan AE. They had a whole bunch of trailer movies. My friend picked up the best ones. Little Mermaid was there, and that one's like not cheap at all. I think cheapest one's like $40, and I think on average it's a little bit more. So these are Harry Potter limited edition playing cards. They're actually from the UK. This actually has a pretty decent value. I think $20 or more. These were really surprising. The last sold of these are like 10 years ago. Everything is Mickey themed. These are brand new still, in the box. So even the actual little pegs have Mickey ears. I don't know what to ask for these. I think $20 a piece is, probably what they're worth. But I may ask for more because I don't think anyone's seen them before. Twinkie soap. Surprisingly, this is maybe like a $15-$20 item. It's kind of like a gag gift. This here, my friend found, and I ended up kind of bartering with him. It's a promotional Diddy Kong plush. Stuff like that you got to pick up because it's very nostalgic, and people collect it. Again, more plush. I ended up buying. This is from Fievel Goes West. I think this is maybe like a $30 plush. Marsupilami, I think that's like maybe a $15 plush. Animal, still brand new with tags, maybe a $15-$20 plush. This is actually Squeaker from Toy Story. This is a puppet. A lot of these things I pick up really cheap. Again, these plush I ended up paying $1 for the bigger ones, and then 50 cents for the smaller ones. And you know, storage kind of stinks when you have to, you know, store them. But when they sell, I think it's a pretty good deal. So this was on the second day, and the story was, you know, obviously I bought a lot of plush from this guy, and he wasn't sure whether or not he wanted to get rid of like more stuff. So he said, hey, since you bought all the other Disney Plus, come upstairs. I got some stuff to show you. So he ended up showing me pretty much all of this. These were on like a shelf or like a curio cabinet, shelf curio cabinet. And he's like, oh, make me an offer. And I didn't know how many there were. And, you know, because of how cheap that I've been buying these other stuff for, I said, I don't really want to offend you, but he wouldn't give me a price. I said, how about $60 for everything? The reason why I gave him $60 is because of this Splash Mountain set. This Splash Mountain set is pretty good money. I should be able to make what I had offered back with just these 4 plush. Everything else will just be profit. I do have, you know, the full set of dwarves. A lot of things are sets. So like I have Cinderella, you know, that stuff's really good. It'll be easier for me to sell versus if I only had one of this or one of that. Another Fievel Goes West. I think this is like a $15 plush. So 90. I ended up counting after I had bought everything. There was 93 plush. I ended up paying $60. I mean, I think that's a great value, considering that this will make the majority of my money back. So my wife thought I was kind of crazy with what I spent for everything. I ended up getting everything for a little over $500. But if you look up the value of like just this Voltron inbox set, I think that's maybe like a $300 value just in that itself. And like I said, some of these watches are, that's a $300 watch. That's a $250 watch. This stuff really, really, really adds up. $30 here, $40 here. For me to say $7,500 in value for everything, I don't think that that's really far off from what I can get. It just depends on if someone's really looking for these items. But let me know in the comment section if you would like me to do a video of just the watches. If you'd like to see which watches I picked up, and I'll do a video. But that's pretty much it. I'm gonna wrap it up here. Don't be afraid to go out to garage sales. When you got free time, look up this kind of stuff. If you're not into plush, you're into comic books, you're into collectibles, take a moment of your time and look up this stuff and see what the value was, and you'll be surprised. Like when you go to garage sale, you overlook this stuff, but if you have a little bit more knowledge, it makes you better when you go out there to actually find good stuff to sell. But again, thank you for watching. I appreciate all the support. Until next time, take care. Bye.